check this out. Because this topic of discussion, I tell you, it's been ongoing in my life up until rather recently. But when I tell y'all, oh my God, growing up as a young teenage man and now as just a young man, I would encounter women like this all the time who needed a man that was overtly masculine. And he had to show just how overtly masculine he was just for her to showcase a shred of femininity. And I'll be like, man, he really got to be like that. Like, he really got to be like Shaquille O'Neal, like, for real. That rhyme. But what? And I would get so fed up and so in my feelings because I knew, like, what I was capable of. I knew the love that I could show these women, you know, emotional support that I could give, you know, the life that we could have, the way that I take care of house and home, the way that I lead, the way that I can, you know, just provide, and that we can just go and be so many great things if she would just leave these abusive dudes at the house and come get her a real dude. Like, if she could just be that, you know, if I could just be enough. And I used to get so frustrated. But over the years, one of the things I done learned was that the remedy is not to try to convince these women, these types of women, about how macho you could be or how dominant you could be. But the remedy is to go and find you a woman that can exude feminine energy without you having to act like Ike Turner in order to get her to act right. Like, what? Because if I ask you as a woman, right, hey, I'm gonna need you to double down on your feminine energy, right, in order for me to bring out my masculine energy, you would look at me like I was crazy. You'd be like, you a straight dude. You're heterosexual, so you should be showcasing masculine energy off the jump, right? So let's turn these tables around. Why are you not showcasing feminine energy off the jump? Why do I have to act like Mike Tyson in order to get you to showcase a little bit of your femininity? Why I gotta be like that? I understand that some of these women, they come from dysfunctional relationships where that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? All they know is abuse. All they know is emotional roller coasters. All they know is obsession and checking in and where you at, who you with, who you seeing. And to them, if you don't have that, it's not real love. It's not authentic. So they need that. So leave them chicks right where they at. They got to get their heart broken numerous more times before they can ever come around. Then you've got other women, right, who have had to be the mom and dad in a relationship. So now, like, when it comes to kids, when it comes to their family, they've had to be the man and the woman. So now there's an extra layer of security and an extra layer of masculine energy, if you will, that now you have to fight through. But what I've learned is that it's not my responsibility to fight through that. All I can do is showcase my character traits and what I'm rocking with. You know what I'm saying? And show her, look, this is what I'm about. I'm about security. So if you want that, come with me. If you don't want that, then stay right where you're at. You know, you can't save everybody. So many women pride themselves on being blunt and telling it like it is. And I'm going to just tell you the truth, so be glad it's the truth. But they don't have an ounce of tact on how to speak to people or when to be blunt. Always tell the truth, but knowing when to give the nugget of advice, knowing when to pull this person aside and be like, hey, if you a negative person in general, I just can't deal with you. And that doesn't make me weak. It's just I refuse to be with somebody who brings out that kind of energy. If I can't take you nowhere because you're always getting into it with people, because you don't know how to talk to people, because you're always treating people bad, you don't know how to be a positive person, I can't rock with that. Now, I'm not saying tolerate disrespect. Of course, speak up when people are wrong. Of course, when you or your family or your friends are being disrespected, have their back, for sure. I'm not saying cower down. I'm just saying I can't be with you if you are a pessimistic person in general. Another thing I ain't gonna tolerate, and that's abuse. Period. I don't abuse. I don't want to accept abuse. I love, I give, I'm affectionate, but I'm not the type of person I need that stuff in return. All right, I'm gonna need you to be affectionate with me. I'm gonna need you to show me some love. Like, that's just the things that I require in my relationship. But abuse is definitely not something I'm finna tolerate. I tolerated it one time. Once, me and this girl, we was watching this movie, man. She fell asleep. We had brunch in bed. It was a beautiful morning. She fell asleep, and I ended up falling asleep too. She woke up mad. like pissed. And she was like, how you let me fall asleep like that? And I'm like, look, it's okay. She's like, we were supposed to go do this and do that. Mind you, we not on a time crunch. We don't have nowhere to be, right? So it's plenty of time that we can, you know, go do things. She got mad and threw the TV remote in my direction, and it missed me barely. But it's still like, it was in my direction. I was like, don't you ever throw nothing in my direction like that, acting like you finna hit me, like, period. And she was like, I knew it wasn't gonna hit you. So then I got ready to walk out, and she's like, where you going? And so she grabbed me. She's like, you finna leave just like everybody else. And I'm like, where the hell is this shit coming from? She hauls off and punches me, y'all. Right here, man. Punches me. So you know what I did? I left. I got my shit and I left. I ain't never spoke to that woman again. Because now you have become the abuser in a relationship. Now I don't know who you are. Because the person I was in love with would never put her hands on me. Ever. And that might make me sound weak, like the weaker vessel. I don't know. But I'm not finna tolerate it. That I do know. And it's not that I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of my reaction. Because I ain't trying to go to jail. So then she ended up telling a mutual friend that she was used to abuse in her relationships. And we had already talked about that. I said, don't bring that shit in this relationship, right? So she told a friend that she would have rather me hit her. That me walking away was more painful than if I had hit her. And it just goes to show, you don't know a good thing till it's gone. But I'm not going to tolerate it, period. But yeah, so bringing it back to the overall point. These types of women, because I know I'm kind of going all over the world in this video, but bottom line, find you somebody that has the same goals and sets in line in what it is that you're looking for, period. Don't beat yourself up, fellas, when a woman tells you, oh, you're not macho enough, or you're not dominant enough, or you're not domineering, because a lot of them aren't looking for dominant. They're looking for domineering. A lot of them, they say that they want one thing, but truthfully, it's a whole different thing.